You finish work at 5 o'clock, you drive home, you eat something, you sit down, and by 8, you're staring at nothing, completely hollow. No physical labor, no crisis, just a normal day. So why does it feel like something was taken from you? If you've ever collapsed on the couch and thought, I did nothing today, why am I wrecked? This one's for you. Let's talk about the exhaustion that doesn't make sense, the kind that has no explanation, the kind that makes you feel broken when you're actually functioning perfectly well. Here's what we've been taught about tiredness. It follows effort. You move heavy things, you get tired. You run, you get tired. Simple equation. But then there are days where you sit in a chair for 8 hours, answer some emails, attend a few meetings, and by evening you're so drained, you can't form a sentence. The math doesn't add up, unless we've been measuring the wrong thing. Your brain doesn't distinguish between lifting a box and suppressing a scream. To your nervous system, both require fuel. Both cost something, and modern work is designed to make you spend that currency constantly, without ever noticing the withdrawals. Think about what actually happened today. Someone interrupted you while you were focused. You smiled and said, "No problem." Someone sent a vague email that made you read it 3 times. Someone vented in your direction, and you absorbed it. None of these moments felt like work. They felt like normal interaction. But each one pulled from the same account that powers your focus, your patience, your emotional balance. By 5 o'clock, that account is overdrawn. You go home empty, not because you worked hard, but because you spent all day processing things that never appear on a to-do list. Psychologists have a name for this. They call it attentional residue. Every time you switch tasks, part of your brain stays stuck on the previous thing. You're not fully here because part of you is still back there. Over a day, with dozens of switches, you become fragmented. Pieces of you scattered across every interruption, every conversation, every micro-demand. You're never fully present, so you're never fully recovering. And the really interesting part? Most of these switches aren't even work. They're people. They're emotional. They're the invisible labor of managing human dynamics while also trying to do your job. There's a reason certain conversations leave you wiped out, even when they accomplished nothing. When someone offloads their anxiety onto you, you don't just hear words. You process emotional data. Your nervous system picks up their tension, their frustration, their urgency. It treats it as real. It responds. You know the feeling. Someone walks into your space already agitated. Within minutes, you're agitated too, because you absorbed what was happening in them. That's not weakness. That's wiring. Humans sync. We always have. It kept us alive on the savannah. But in an open office with 30 people radiating stress, it keeps us exhausted. By the end of the day, you've metabolized more emotional information than your brain can process. You're full. But there's no evidence. No email receipt for emotionally carried my coworker's panic. No task completed called absorbed tension from that meeting. So you think you did nothing, but you did everything. You just can't see it. Then there's the quieter drain, the one that lives inside your own head. Every choice you make at work. Should I speak now? Should I stay quiet? Should I send this? Should I wait? Costs a sliver of mental energy. Alone, it's nothing. But 100 micro-decisions a day, that's a different story. Decision fatigue is what happens when your brain runs out of bandwidth for choosing. By afternoon, you're not making better choices. You're making easier ones. You say yes when you mean no, because explaining yourself feels like too much work. Then you go home and replay it all. Should I have said that differently? Why did I agree to that? What will they think? You're not resting. You're ruminating. Your body is on the couch, but your mind is still in the office, running laps. This is why you can sleep 8 hours and wake up tired. You never actually stopped working. Your brain kept going all night. So what do you do with this? Because understanding the problem is only half the equation. Here's something that actually helps. Start treating your energy like a finite resource, because it is. You wouldn't spend money without knowing where it went, but you spend energy constantly. With no record, no awareness, no budget. For 1 week, try this. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that drained you. Not tasks, moments, interactions, emails, meetings. The specific exchanges that left you slightly less than you were before. You're not fixing anything yet. You're just seeing. Most exhaustion is invisible because we never look at it directly. We just feel it. But when you start naming, that conversation drained me, that request cost me, that meeting took something, patterns emerge. And patterns can be changed. Once you see what drains you, you can start building something psychologists call a buffer. A buffer is the space between stimulus and response. In finance, it's the money that keeps a flat tire from becoming a crisis. In psychology, it's the pause that keeps a trigger from becoming a drain. When something lands in your direction, you don't have to react immediately. You can pause. In that pause, you regain choice. Do I absorb this? Do I respond? Do I let it pass? Most of the time, we react before we even know we have a choice. The pause reminds you that you do. You're not a machine. You're not required to process everything that comes at you. You get to choose. Here's what I want you to hold on to. You're not broken for being exhausted. You're not lazy. You're not failing. You're carrying a load that no one ever taught you how to see, let alone how to manage. The exhaustion isn't a sign that something's wrong with you. It's a sign that something's wrong with what you're being asked to carry, and with how little support you've been given for carrying it. Start paying attention. Start naming what drains you. Your energy is the only fuel you have for everything you want to do, and you're the only one who can decide where it goes. At the end of your next workday, don't ask, "What did I do?" Ask, "What did I carry?" The answer might surprise you. If this landed, drop a comment and tell me, what's one thing at work that consistently drains you that no one seems to talk about? Thanks for spending time with me today. Take care of that energy. It's yours.